I would probably recommend that we wait for the majority of people to leave before we move from this position.
I just sit down on this bench, like, head in hands.
The power that you felt coursing through you has faded, but there's something that still remains behind. You've now got a custom ability.
Okay.
You can take 1d8 damage to cast a spell of a appropriate spell slot. It's a d8 per spell slot.
Right.
At its base level. So for instance, if you want to cast a fireball, you take 3d8 of damage.
Right.
Make a little note of it.
Oh.
Is this every time I cast a spell?
Just if you want to do using this feature.
Where would I add this?
Just in your notes.
So what am I putting in?
Can take 1d8 of spell, 1d8 of damage per spell slot to use a spell instead of using a spell slot.
Alright.
I mean, under a few circumstances, that could be very powerful.
Okay then.
Okay. The congregation has steadily filed out, and Velen has left through this door over here.
Sorry, I didn't see that. Which door do?
This door here.
Ah, okay. Was that the same door that the Tiefling girl was brought out of?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I would be probably silently sobbing to myself at this point.
Are the cameras still messed up on the screen?
They will be because Doom closed the stream screen.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not watching the stream, like the cameras are positioned differently, I could.
Yeah, they were working a minute ago.
Well, I mean, it's because he stopped streaming.
Yeah, they were working without me streaming.
Yeah, I think if I go into this...
But you should be fine now, just start streaming it again.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of... They only work if like it's this specific configuration, otherwise I'd have to adjust the cameras, and I don't think it's worth it just for this session.
Right. On to you guys.
So, as I said, Nagrax will just kind of like watch over the top, and he'll just kind of like wait until most, if not everyone, is left, and he'll just kind of gesture to Simeon to kind of like move from the door. You know, basically saying coast is clear, sort of deal.
What's happening?
Congregation seems to have left. We can probably leave now. I don't want to spend another moment in this place.
No, nor do I. I heard the blade. Nasty business.
I couldn't bring myself to see. That poor child.
Could have stopped it.
Upon hearing that, I go over to Flint. Flint, I noticed you raised your arm. What were you doing?
It's like looking at him, but not really looking at him. It's like I could have stopped it.
I kind of like grab both of Flint's shoulders and just say, Flint, you couldn't have done anything about it more so than any of us could. I want to save as many people as I possibly can. It's why I couldn't bring myself to stand idly by while that warlock and imp were being paraded around by that mob, but there were too many of them, Flint. But I'm glad you thought better of it. If you'd attacked, you could have probably put all of our lives in jeopardy. We probably wouldn't have been able to come back and fight these monsters another day.
Are there any like visible burns on my arm from when I took that damage?
There are some minor burns on your arm where the hand touched it, which is about halfway between the elbow and wrist.
Could I roll to see if Nigrex notices that?
It's not burnt away any clothing though, so if you have something with sleeves, it wouldn't be visible.
Okay, so Nigrex have no way of knowing that. Okay, fair enough. But I kind of noticed that Flint's very distressed, and I'll just say, Flint, I couldn't bring myself to watch that. There's nothing any of us could have done. We need to just leave this place and we'll figure something out. We'll report it back to the guild, whomever we need to. We will put a stop to this, but we have to think carefully. We can't just act impulsively, otherwise, well, our lives may also be forfeit.
Yes, you're right.
Finian, where did you go?
Finian's impatient. He wants to GTFO just as much as we do.
Finian walks down the center aisle.
I follow Finian, seeing him do this. But mainly just saying, Finian, there isn't anything else for us here. Please, let's just leave.
He looks down at the blood stain.
He looks down at the what, sorry?
The blood stain that's been left over when the the child's throat was cut.
Does he say anything, or is he just looking at the blood
He
stain?
just moves over to the well and looks down and frowns. I can't see it.
See what, Finian?
Where is she?
Nigrex will also look over the side of the well. In fact, I think Nigrex... We both have dark vision, don't we?
Yes.
So even with dark vision, neither of us can see down the well.
You look down the well, and you can see the bottom of it. It seems to just end after about, let's say, 30 foot. There's nothing down there.
Yeah, Nigrex will just walk down the well, see this, and just goes, yes, you're right, Finian, but how can that be possible? We didn't see the moment but we saw her being thrown down here, all of us, but there's clearly nothing here. There is some foul magic at play here, I feel.
Finian will rustle into his backpack and he'll pull out one of his darts. He'll hold it over the well and drop it.
Okay, I watched the dart as it falls down.
The dart falls, and as it reaches the bottom, it disappears.
It's almost as if it's a portal, disguised as a well. I can't really think of another explanation. Doom, can Nigrex roll religion to see whether there's any rituals that he knows of that could create an anomaly like this?
Go ahead, roll religion.
Because this is a bit odd to say the least. Oh, it's because it's on the screen, sorry, 1 sec.
You don't know of anything religious that could cause this, but there is something magical about it.
There's no ritual that I know of that could cause anything like this, but there does seem to be a tinge of magic. With that, I'll go over and I will basically relay this information to Flint and ask him to see if he can figure out what might be at play here.
Okay, then I shall peer in the well and see if I can figure out what's going on.
I'll let you roll Arcana with advantage, given you've been pointed towards it.
Huh.
That is a lie. I got 20.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You fall into the
It
well,
wasn't-
apparently.
It wasn't a nat 20, but I got 20.
Huh. Alright, well, okay. As you look down into the well, you can kind of see the threads of magic. It seems to be some sort of teleportation spell.
Looks like some sort of teleportation spell.
It's as we suspected, the well is just ceremonial, but nothing actually lies at the bottom of it. Whatever's pushed down there is taken elsewhere, it seems, but to where I'm not sure.
I do have an idea, but it's not something I'd
Yeah.
like to try out while we're here. I'd
Um,
like to get someplace safe.
yeah, Nigrex stuttered because he did just realise something. Flint, Finian, do you remember when I was telling you about what I saw at the Shrine of Yardren? I saw a vision of a monolithic structure where, like Lyra, the goddess of joy, appears to be being held. I recall that she disappeared at some point. I feel like I'm grasping at straws here, but I don't know. I can't help but think that the goddess of peace and her sister deities, but the former just disappeared one day. I mean, it's a complete shot in the dark, but of all the places I could think of that these bodies are being held, maybe they could be being teleported there. I mean, it's a complete speculation on my part, but I can't really think of anything else right now.
We should go down.
We
should see what it is.
Is this Finian saying it?
Yes.
Maybe it's related to the place I was taken to when I touched the dagger. I know I didn't physically go there, but my mind certainly entered it.
Yeah. Nargrax considers Finian's words for a moment, and then he thinks how guilty he feels about seeing a 6-year-old child literally be killed in front of him. And he takes a deep intake of breath, and he clasps Finian's shoulder and just goes, "Yes, I agree, Finian. I think we owe it to that girl to find out what became of her." With that, I will go and inform Simeon about what we've found and what we plan to do, just so he doesn't turn around and see us that we've gone.
I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to see if the door was still barred or anything.
And
I
they
know.
opened it.
It's open.
They unsealed the door.
That's how it was. Yes.
Can I, crack the door a little bit, see if there's anyone immediately outside?
I'll show you. Crack the door open a little bit. Roll perception.
Oof.
Alright.
Right
Catch
outside.
yourself in reflection.
Right outside. Person.
Oh, darker in here than I thought. Oh, Nargrax. What is it?
We found something odd with the well that the child was thrown down. It appears to have nothing lies at the bottom, but there appears to be some sort of teleportation spell on it. Finian suggested that we investigate.
Are you mad? In this place?
I'm tired of seeing innocent people die, Simeon.
As am I.
We have no means of fighting this cult as it stands right now. I know we could go back to the guild, tell Cerna, tell the guild master, tell the mayor, but you saw how many of them there were, Simeon. There are more hearts and minds being won over to this cause every day. We don't know what we're fighting against, and, well, usually I'm the one advising against such things, but seeing that young girl being killed before our eyes and not being able to do a thing, well, I can't watch it anymore, Simeon.
Can I tell if the portal is one way or?
You get the feeling that it is two-way.
It's two-way. Okay.
Get the feeling it doesn't mean it actually is.
Well, I mean, we don't know that yet. I'm talking
Yeah.
to Simeon over here, so.
Right.
So I suppose me and Simeon are still having this conversation over here.
Do you want to continue on?
Yeah, I mean, you heard what Nargreg said. He was just basically sort of saying, I can't take it anymore, and he effectively just doesn't think that there's anyone in authority who either cares enough or is, courageous enough to really crack down on the problem, and that we're probably going to have to intercede ourselves.
I'm gonna break out into a broad smile and put one hand on your shoulder. Your words have moved me. You're right, of course you're right. What kind of hero does not jump into the unknown to save the innocent?
Can
You're
we
right.
Position?
I have no guarantees that this is going to end well for us, Simeon, but I don't see another way. We have to do something after tonight. It can't continue like this.
Where's your positive attitude? Fortune favors the bold, does it not? And
Yes.
I'm just gonna walk on, power walk down the aisle.
And as you walk off, Nargrax will just say to himself, "Yes, I suppose it does." And he will follow behind Simeon.
Okay.
So
You all
see-
join the belt.
Yeah, so I join Flint back at the well. I suppose I might just ask out of curiosity. Have you discerned anything else about the well whilst we've been away?
I think it might be two ways, so we should be able to get back, but there's no telling what's on the other side.
So, how does this thing work? We just jump in?
Vinian dropped a dart down the well and it literally just seemed to disappear on contact. I would probably recommend Nargrax will rifle through his bag at this point to look some Doom. How deep did you say the well was?
About 30 foot.
It's about 30 foot. Nargrax goes through his bag and he pulls out his 9-meter rope because, yeah, he only had 9 meters. And he kind of realized this is only 9 meters. And he said, I was going to recommend that we perhaps use ropes to go down the well. We don't know, like, whether when we go down the well we're going to be free falling through the air or if we will just kind of touch down on the ground. We probably want to be moving as slow as possible as to minimize any damage from potential impact. Does anybody have any rope that's about 30 meters in length?
I
I
don't
think-
believe I've used any of mine. And I
I'm-
started with 50 feet.
Nargrax is basically just
So we can...
just asking if one of us could use the rope and then maybe tie it to something.
Yeah, I've got 50 feet of rope. I'll use mine.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can?
There are
Tied up.
benches battered around.
Are the benches kind of fixed to the ground, or
They're not fixed to the ground, but they are pretty heavy.
they're heavy enough that they could probably take the weight of each? Then again, we're probably quite heavy in our armor, aren't we? How about the stand?
No, so the door is still open there. Stopping that guy like undoing the rope.
I don't suppose there are any guarantees, Flint, but we probably would want to move quickly.
The stand is about the same as well.
Is there
Okay.
anything about the well that I can fix a rope to?
No, it's essentially just a built-up bit of stone. There's nothing over the top of it.
Simeon, don't you have some pitons?
I do. Can I hammer one on the inside of the well and loop the rope around that?
Oh yeah, do a strength check, beat of 3.
That one.
Come on now. Tell me what you get.
Well, I
that
literally
way.
have a +4, so I can't fail it.
You got
That's
a
fair enough.
Unless I got that one. I got 10.
Okay, okay. Hey, you hammer it in, and you drop the rope.
Yep.
Right, attached.
Whoever's last, pull the rope, get the piton out. We don't want them coming back to find the rope in here. We're quite suspicious.
Nigrax will volunteer to go first.
Okay. You know what? For everyone that climbs down, do an acrobatics check.
Okay, what's the DC on this?
He's not going to tell
He's
us.
not going to tell us, bastard. Okay.
You'll find out if you hit the floor.
Nigrax got an 18.
You managed to shimmy down the rope just fine.
Dude, do you
And
know when?
disappear
Do you know
to
the?
bottom.
Do you know the rope? Does it kind of like cut off at the bottom, or is the excess rope kind of coiled on the floor?
Disappears at the bottom, and as you move down, it sways back and forth, appearing and disappearing a little bit.
I see. Okay. So, okay, I've gone in.
Who else goes next?
I'll stay till last.
Oh, Finian will go down. I can't roll for him, so he makes it. Flint, you roll. Thanks.
Flynn got a 5.
Okay. You start to shimmy down. You keep slipping and burning your hand slightly. Again,
Sorry, what was that?
take a d4. Burning your hands as you go down.
He's just getting burned left and right today.
Hmm.
It's not a good day for Flynn.
No.
Now, Simeon.
5 damage with not even had any combat.
I got a 15.
Okay. You're able to start shimmying down just fine. How are you going to get the piton out?
Can I yank the rope down if it's like looped around?
The piton's kind of put in place so that it wouldn't be able to pull out from that kind of way. Or that kind of motion, would it? That's kind of the entire point to put it in.
I mean, how often do they actually look down the well if this portal goes somewhere?
I'm guessing what we could do is maybe because, I mean, we don't know what's on the other side. Yeah, I suppose if Simeon were to, I don't know, throw something to cut the rope as he went down, like we would probably have to trust us to catch him or at least find something to break his fall. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
You know what? You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna do that. I'm climbing down, I'll try and pull the piton free.
1 second. Come on, discard, reconnect. My connection's finally come back on my PC.
Yeah.
I was change the page.
Really not having a good night there, are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
Come on, discard, you can do it.
It was bound to
believe in
happen
you.
at some point, mind you.
I hate my internet. Always have, always will.
It's not as bad as it used to be doing now. It's not like I'm getting a phone call. Disconnects.
You're gonna try and straight pull it out. Roll your strength.
You got.
Okay. You brace against the wall and you pull with everything you've got. More and more. You pull. Ding! It suddenly comes free and you free fall.
How wide is the well? Could I sort of put my arms out on each side to slow the fall?
Make a dex save.
This seems like Wile E. Coyote shit right now.
I'm thinking more Gamma Bunter.
No, 19. That was an 18. It changed to a 19 as I was looking at it. What the fuck?
Don't complain.
19.
I have the
You
cards.
throw your arms and you kind of brace yourself
Wow.
and arm pull completely.
I really
Your
can't.
legs have disappeared. You can't hear me at all?
I just
can
heard
now.
legs disappeared.
Yeah, that's where you popped back in. His legs disappeared.
Okay.
He's
You
now
suddenly
paraplegic.
free fall. You put your arms out against the side and you stop with your elbows. Legs have disappeared, and you can kick them out further than you feel like you should be able to.
Oh, this is not the way to be doing it. Catch me!
Can we hear him, Doom?
No.
Hey, that's mask.
Twinkling down
Have
from.
I got enough of a grip that I can shimmy down, or am I just sliding?
You can try to.
It's kind of like Doom speaking a secret language he's not told us about.
Yeah. He's speaking in thieves' camp right now. Except none of us are rogues.
You can athletics.
Yeah, there we go.
Athletics. It's a 12.
You try and shimmy down slowly, but suddenly you lose your grip and you fall.
Oh, fuck. Watch out below!
Doom, in the time between me climbing down and Simeon, have I reached the bottom?
Yes, you all have. I shall now drag you over to the page.
So, Doom, roughly how far down did I come through this portal?
After you went through the bottom of the well, you fell for about... That's...
He just fell. And fell. And fell.
Didn't catch the distance.
And was flailing around.
I just heard flailing around. I
heard that.
didn't hear
God
anything
damn it.
else.
I fucking hate this.
I know it's annoying as heck. So how far did we travel?
You went about an additional 15 to 20 foot after you went through the portal.
Okay. So we see.
You saw each person come through, and then you eventually saw Simeon's legs just flailing around.
Okay.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
Nargrax looks up, kind of like his one eyebrow kind of raises when he sees us, and then I assume shortly after we just see Simeon careening down.
Correct. You suddenly see him fall, and then he comes down sideways and lands with a thud.
Oh, okay.
Takes 1 damage.
He takes one down. Okay, that could have been a lot worse.
Really hoping one of you would have jumped down the well.
I'll take one. I've got to be honest. I was thinking about it.
Hey, I was
just gonna be like, see you on the other side, salute, jump down.
I was trying to be smart about it.
He takes
Well,
1 damage falling
least-
down the well.
at
I
least-
take 3 damage trying to use the rope. How does that
Yeah.
work?
Friction.
Rob burn hurts, man. No.
I mean, it's like says like I got a paper cut, take 5 damage.
Hey, those things hurt.
Rope
No, that's why I said 5
Down
damage.
I'll get up, dust myself off. Oh, I got the piton out. Oh, covered our escape down here. What is this place?
Doom, upon getting this rubble that you've put here, are these the bodies?
No, it's just a series of rocks.
So it's just a series of rocks, and we don't see the little girl's body here still.
Correct.
I would have actually.
should
Do we
look-
see Phineas Star?
Maybe.
Not sure if he answered or if he's. Oh, I can't tell if he's pausing for dramatic effects again. I'm so confused.
Have to assume he dropped again.
He's probably dropped
Unfortunate.
again. This is really unfortunate. I'm so glad that he managed to get through his epic speech before this happened.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What did you say last?
I was asking, is Finian start here?
Yes, it is. It's down amongst the rubble.
So I just pointed out. It would appear that this is where everything went, considering the Finian start is here, but the girl, curiously, isn't. So I can only assume that maybe she was carried away. And, well, now we have no notion as to where we are.
You think there's others on this side waiting?
Well, the body isn't here, Simeon. How did it
Um,
move?
Looking around, do I recognise this as the place I went to when I touched the dagger previously?
No, it is not. The place that you went to for that was a desolate landscape. This is an enclosed area. It is dark. As you look around, the braziers on the wall giving off light, but the light seems muted almost, as if the darkness is absorbing it somehow.
Doom, this is
As you talk
also
to one another, everything sounds off. The best way to put it is everything sounds a little bit muted. As you move and take footsteps, it doesn't make as loud as sounds as it should. As you speak, you can't hear yourselves as well as you normally would.
So
Can I use control flame to see if I can make one of the torches brighter?
Oh yeah. Use control flame. You make it brighter, but it doesn't give us as much light as it should.
This place is strange.
We're going to end off the session here.
Yeah, I think this is a good point to end,
Expected as much.
especially considering that this is a good point dramatically to end, but I think, yeah, your connection really can't hold out.
Yeah, my connection just continuously keeps dropping, just
Yeah.
completely.
I mean, I was saying to the others, it's such a good job that you got through your balanced speech before this, because that would have really sucked otherwise.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were looking forward to that.
Yeah, that was pretty
Not
good.
so much that, more the bit that followed it.
Oh, that part.
I enjoyed the fling with flame.
I mean, it's all the same sequence, so for anyone who is actually here through all the technical difficulties, thank you for persevering, and we shall speak to you all next time, where hopefully we won't have technical difficulties and have maybe a longer session for you. But until then, it's good night from all of us, and we will see you next time.
See you next
Sure.
time. Next one will be a good one.